There was once a human named Cameron. And Cameron was one of the children I nannied, babysat, trying to make some extra money for food to build back my strength I lost, living in houses where there weren't kitchens and stoves. There were rules and limits and expectations and observations involved in a process within a system of energy, unfortunately, and worst of all, I began babysitting and nannying, babysitting, when my friend Victoria said, there's this website, Urban Nanny, in San Francisco, I found out later. And she said to post my profile and help some parents with childcare. And recommended me similar to how Kaveh Asghari in college, Professor Asghari, said to Telluride Film Festival I was a good candidate for a symposium with a feminist and Werner Herzog, Paolo Churchai Usai, Ken Burns, with Viggo Mortensen attending and Nicolas Cage on the prowl. Now, my work began slow, and my time was limited, and eventually eliminated from a website on an internet where technology and psychology and psychiatry are a procedure. They control and limit with their rules and laws, similar to Capitol Hill in Seattle, where they don't have police anymore now. But instead, there's dominant humans, there's feminist, gender-neutral humans, and then there are those who meet on similar websites to have a lover during a coronavirus pandemic and a wife to share a child with when they don't have time to date socially in a world other than an avatar they have online. Now, and the families and those who pay for a babysitter expect a left, right brain, mindfulness, calm and careful behavior, organized and compartmentalized to have a mind, self, and ego. They observe to make sure they receive what they demand. Now, and unfortunately and repetitively, Craigslist, in a similar example, the only place you can go for work and the least confusing and misdirecting place on planet Earth. In other words, renting an apartment, a shared room on Craigslist, makes a difference between homelessness and living in someone's basement after reading 1,000 posts about $1 rent, $300 rent, and all of the other 420 friendly places you can go to meet a communist socialist pyramid they built with a closet available over in Kirkland, in Kenmore, and way down south by the ocean on the beach. A few blocks away in Tacoma now. Using a network philosophically and theoretically in an algorithm, taking advantage of logic to make humans homeless, who can't figure out where do you live and not have to say, I hate the United States of America and burn a flag to cook a meal in their kitchen now. Cameron had blonde curly hair, about as tall as the camera is to my head. Rambunctious, would just grab me and do all kinds of, spontaneous energy activity. We'd go to Seattle Center, we'd go to a coffee shop, we'd go to a playground, and I'd always have difficulty with Cameron going back home safely and securely with the prized joy of these families who worked at Google and other technology businesses. I never planned as a repetitive source of novelty and income, but was blessed and gifted by my friend and my good acquaintance and my best friend in college, aside from Rio, to have been selected to walk with them on the streets. I learned in 2010 during a great recession when there was an Occupy movement then, similar to anarchy now and communism and socialism forever. Arguably, events in time for a scholar to consider with history now. Staying at Union Gospel Mission and Bread of Life with bed bugs and drug addicts and needles and AIDS and diseases. And occasionally those similar to me who didn't know what was going on and were writing mathematics on paper faster than someone was pulling a knife on someone who was a racist and who wanted to kill the white man who they said didn't lift a cup correctly now. And then Cameron showed up in girls' clothes one day, early on when I was caring for him and his friends. And I had a memory of rainbows and cheeseburgers, unicorns in outer space from a song another child named Nola said her teacher played for her and her class at an elementary school in Magnolia. Now, and Cameron similar to me, has to grow up and has to live in a world where humans lock humans in boxes and rooms and in buildings, who say they are free within a mystery. Residents perpetuate and continue with their observations given to those who are following, watching, listening, and hearing every second, every minute, every hour, no matter what, who, when, where, or what word has been spoken, now with a language and letter in a sentence about a pediatric medical school application. Dr. Ben Carson successfully completed to be a neurosurgeon on those small skulls. I helped feed through their mouths, making them dinner and keeping their animals from their energy, providing nutrients. And all I have now, after thousands of videos and pleas for help with a landlord and a manager of a building, renting rooms in a house they call apartments, and a whole mental health system addicted to processes and procedures for those who have been addicts and keep using their substances and chemicals, repeating a reward given by those in power to have a stimulation on a Sunday night from someone they say smart, however, not intelligent, and obviously not dumb about eye contact, etiquette, and honor. When I say your hijab and your 200 pounds are my thinking process trying to overcome your limits for my hormones, and your dominance with my cognition and loudness of my voice now on a video available on your phone you tap. And the consciousness you don't believe with your own eyes has less to do with your sweet sugary drink and your goddamn fucking multicultural fucking buffet. To recognize the days are fewer when the children are going to be born in these conditions now, and the nights longer, trying to stay alive and buy some food in a grocery store open now, but I can't shop at because there's blackness out there with a block and a brick in their hand with the fist that they're ready to throw to someone who can't fight with this hand and can't defend with an opponent bigger, stronger, faster, with more weapons, more training and more skills than a United States military operator in a war zone. wearing dog tags. Now,